Sweeney, so the big talking point was going to be your testimonial year, obviously, but we can't hide from the fact that you're sporting a different look. You made the decision to finally get rid?
Yeah, I think probably every Exeter City fan probably knows and probably noticed over the last 4 or 5 years that I've been slightly going thin on top. So decided to bite the bullet and get rid of it. And listen, I had 2 inspirations in my life over the last 6 years, in Jake Taylor and Nicky Law. So I've joined that side of it. So yeah, I got rid of it last week, and yeah, I'm thriving now.
And how's it been received at home?
Yeah, really well actually. My 2 kids, funnily enough, actually recognised me when I walked through the door. And my partner said she liked it. So yeah, I've got some good feedback from my fellow Baldies in Jake Taylor, Nicky Law, Robbie Simpson, Nigel Atengana, Jacob Priest. They've all said, yeah, it suits me. So I've joined that side, so I'm happy.
This upcoming season will be your 10th as a Grecian. I mean, where does the time go? And to mark that, it will be your testimonial year, including that match against Swansea at SJP, which could be a special day for yourself. Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy to think I've been here for 10 years. Me and you were 10 years together. Your first game was my first game away at Weymouth in pre-season. So, yeah, it's been a good time with the club. Really exciting summer ahead. It's been a few months planning. I'm really looking forward to the year ahead. July 26th is obviously the day that it all kicks off properly with the testimonial game against Swansea, and then obviously the evening gala dinner on the same day. So yeah, really excited. Got a really good team working with me, so I'm really excited for the 26th especially, and to kick things off for the year.
And you joined us as a fresh-faced, hairy 20-year-old in the summer of 2016. I guess from that point you would never have considered that you'd still be here all these years later.
No, I think for any kind of young 21-year-old coming from a championship club to a League One football club, you would automatically just expect yourself to kind of climb back up the ladder. And I was no different. I expected to go elsewhere, and listen, I didn't. I'm really happy that I stayed here. I got to a stage probably 5, 6, 7 years in where I had this as a goal. Obviously the appearances and stuff is comes with being here, signing new contracts and stuff, so that's kind of just what comes with it. But I think this 10-year thing is kind of special now. It's a little bit unique at football clubs. I've spoke to a couple of players that have had testimonials at different football clubs, and it doesn't come around very often. I think our last one was 25 years ago or 20 odd years ago. So yeah, it's very unique. I think nowadays you only see players staying at clubs for 1, 2, 3 years. So I think the position I'm in now is quite unique, and I'm thankful to previous managers for keeping me. Thankful for the club for backing me, and yeah, really excited for the year ahead. And yeah, it's going to be a special mark in my career.
You took quite a gamble back then as well when you joined us, paying for your own flight, I believe, mentioned a few times over the years. But I mean, what do you remember of that trial? I think Jake Taylor probably put in a good word for you back then.
Yeah, I'm actually still waiting for that expenses to come back into my account. Yeah, no, listen, I remember it very well. Got released from Reading. The manager at the time, Brian McDermott, really good with me. Gave Tisdale a call, but I had already spoke to Jake, and Tiz was interested in me already. Brian McDermott just kind of rang him and gave him his word that I was worth his time. Organised to come over. I used to have this conversation with Tiz a lot about he doesn't like calling it on trial. I just came over just to kind of see the club, see the people, spend pre-season together, and thankfully, yeah, it worked out. Moved over here, lived with Jake for 3 months. His partner moved down with Jake for the first time living together, and she ended up living with me for 3 months as well. So yeah, really good times back then. And and yeah, signed a 1-year contract back then, and wasn't expected to play straight away. And listen, as football goes, someone got injured, and I got thrown straight into the team, and wasn't the best debut, best performance wasn't great, but like you said, it was really good times back then, and that was 2016, and fast forward now, it's nearly 10 years.
And you were named as our 1931 Fund Player that first year as well, an initiative that sees fans contribute towards your wage. That season, you got to wear the number 31 shirt. At that point, did you realise that, hey, this club's a little different to like what you've been used to?
I didn't actually realise until a couple of years later. I think being so young and kind of coming into a new football club and kind of understanding what that was, I didn't quite know there and then. But I think as the years went on, I kind of understood how big of a thing it was for the club. Pretty much the fans are paying 80-90% of your wage, so the shirt is a little bit heavier. And I was lucky enough to wear that. And I kind of years after that, I kind of tried to kind of explain to players who wore that shirt to what it meant to fans. I think if you're a fan and you pay money into that, I think number 31 was always the number shirt that you look out for. So the shirt was a little bit heavier, but I loved it. I thought I had a decent first season, and I think I wore the shirt with pride, and I think the fans could have been happy with my performances that year, I hope.
You scored your first goal away at Forest Green as well, and you've gone on to score 22 goals, I believe.
It or not, yeah.
Some from the penalty spot.
Yeah.
What's been your most memorable of those, would you say?
Yeah, I think obviously my first goal, I'll never forget that, because listen, I played with Lee Holmes that year, and he was a fantastic player, and I was lucky enough to run to him and celebrate when I scored that goal, so that was nice. I really liked obviously my best goal was the home to Cheltenham. That was a nice goal. A few decent goals as well. I'll obviously never live down the penalty miss against Notts County when I was on for a hat-trick. Absolutely devastated. Yeah, I think that my first goal was obviously the most memorable. I haven't scored any big occasion goals. I haven't scored any playoff goals or anything like that. So yeah, probably my first goal was the best.
Speaking of playoffs as well, you were part of the squads that missed out at Wembley on those occasions. Did it feel at that point that we were just destined never to make that final step and get promoted?
Yeah, we just weren't good enough, to be honest with you. We weren't ready. Listen, we came up against two juggernauts in Coventry and Blackpool. And look where Coventry have gone to. Blackpool have stayed in League One, been in the Championship a couple of times. And I think as a football club, if we probably had got promoted, it probably would have backfired on us. We were kind of old in age and squad, and we had some really young lads on loan, so we probably weren't quite ready. Disappointing days. It was great occasions, great to be involved in the playoff finals and playoff campaigns, but bitterly disappointed to lose. But I think it was a blessing in disguise for us as a club. I think we've gone probably further than people probably expected us to. Usually when clubs get promoted into League One, they're automatically assumed they'll get relegated straight away. So I think where we are as a football club now, I think we can be really, really happy with. But yeah, playoffs are brilliant, but they're not brilliant when you lose the final.
And that 21-22 season, obviously we finally did it, avoiding Wembley at all costs. What are your overall reflections of that season? Would you say it was your proudest season as a player?
Yeah, listen, it was like any football season, it was a roller coaster. Had some last minute winners, some poor results, some really good results. But yeah, it was an unbelievable feeling to get promoted on that Tuesday night. Again, the season finished in disappointment by losing the title on goal difference. But I don't think we probably should have been anywhere near the title, because Forest Green were 15 points clear at one stage, and they kind of fell apart a little bit. But yeah, it was an unbelievable season. It was one obviously we'll remember for the rest of our lives. And I think when you achieve something with a group of players, you always have that tighter connection with them. I mentioned a few names previously. I think we'll always be in contact together. So yeah, it was fantastic. And I think the only disappointment from that game against Barrow was I wish it was on a Saturday night, because we could have had a 3-day bender and not a one, just a one night in timepiece. So a little bit disappointed on that end, but again, really, really happy we could get over the line, and no better man to score the goal than MJ.
Speaking of MJ, when he departed, you were made captain of the football team. I mean, a proud moment for yourself?
Yeah, really, really honoured to be asked to be captain. It was something I always see myself doing. Something I always felt comfortable in. Played under 3 previous captains of the club, and all very different. And I've tried to take my own style in that, and kind of style from managers. Matty Taylor was obviously a captain. The manager now, Gary, was obviously a captain at a high level as well. So I've got an awful lot of different personalities there, and different captain styles. So yeah, I'm trying to do my own style, but take little bits of who I've been involved with previously. So yeah, really, really honoured, and it's going okay so far, and hopefully we can kind of kick on again in the next couple of years and achieve something better.
And on and off the pitch, you've got quite a unique relationship with the fans, who I think the majority love you, don't they?
Yeah.
What does that connection with them mean to you on a personal level?
Yeah, it took a couple of years, let's be honest about it. A young, hot-headed Pierce Sweeney kind of giving fans a little bit of lip back when I probably shouldn't have been. But I think that's what's kind of brought us together. Always trying to find time for the fans. I've got a really good connection with a lot of fans on a personal level. And listen, I think when a football player has been here for as long as I have, the fans always kind of feel that love, feel the connection, and I definitely can feel that from them as well. So yeah, really, really happy of how our relationship has blossomed. It took a rocky start, but I'm happy where we're at now, and yeah, really, really thankful to the fans, because like I said, I probably wouldn't have signed for the football club if they didn't have that fund. To being here 9-10 years later is a real honour.
You've seen the club evolve on and off the pitch as well, in terms of squad changes every season, and the infrastructure. The stadium and the training ground are completely different to when you first came here. I mean, what are the biggest changes that you've witnessed to the club, would you say, that have got us to where we are today?
The training ground is obviously the biggest. The stadium, the 2 stands are obviously completely different now. The changing rooms. I think if 7-8 years ago we had been promoted to League One, and we tried to attract players to this football club, and we showed them the training ground and showed them the stadium back then, I don't think we probably would have got players we've had over the last couple of years. So that's testament to the football club with the investment we've done in player sales. I think an awful lot of other football clubs would have thrown the money away on different and various things. So we've been very clever with how we've spent the money. I think the ambition has been driven by the manager now. I think some people will probably been a little bit afraid to set our goals as high as the manager does, and I think he's come in and kind of driven that forward to the football club. And listen, it's our 4th season in League One. I think the ambition is there, and I think as a football club we shouldn't be scared about that. But seen an awful lot of change in the style of play, the way the club is looking, and obviously you look at the football club from the outside in, the training ground's immaculate, the training ground building's immaculate, and the stadium's getting better every year. So lots to look forward to, and I think if I was a fan of this football club, I'd be very excited, and I'd be pretty happy.
And how's your perspective on football changed as you've gotten older as well? Do you see the game now differently to when you first joined us?
Harder. The older I get, it's getting harder. But I see the game completely different now. I've done my first set of coaching badges, so that's helped. And kind of the role I'm in at the football club now, I'm spending a little bit more time with coaches and in the manager's office and in the coach's office. So yeah, seeing the game a little bit different. We're getting some young lads in on loan every year. They probably see the game a little bit different than I do. So I was in their shoes 10 years ago, and I'm kind of in the shoes of a Ryan Harley and a Lee Holmes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm trying my best to kind of filter down some experience. But yeah, the game's getting harder as older you get. League One levels is tough, but yeah, really looking forward to cracking on, getting back fit, and cracking on with pre-season. And listen, it's a big year for me, but also for the football club.
And you'll have been living in glorious Devon for almost a decade now as well. How's the Southwest shaped you? And that, would you say, would you class Exeter as home now?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you bring up a young family in a place, I think you've got no choice but to call it home. It'll never be my home, but I think it would take something special to take me from here. My kids are settled, my partner's settled. I've got a home here, so I'm really settled now. Really love the area. It's just a bit of a trek every away trip. That's the only downfall. But listen, I've coped with it for long enough now where it becomes second nature. So yeah, really happy to be based in Devon now. And listen, it could be worse. You could be living somewhere else. And by the seaside, a little bit of countryside. It's perfect.
With that, what does the future hold for you? I mean, you know, just turning 30, you've still got quite a few years left playing, surely.
So.
But are you planning for the future?
Yeah, most definitely. People over the last 2 or 3 years have always been asking me, well, what am I going to do after football? And I was a little bit naive to kind of give an answer. But yeah, I've done my first set of coaching badges. I'll spend this year kind of doing a little bit of coaching in the academy on the side in the evenings. Look to do my A licence, and then when the time comes to hang up the boots in 10, 11 years, I'll see what's available. Hopefully it's at this football club. Who knows? Depends how the club is sat at that point. But it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I've dedicated my whole life to, pretty much, is football. So I think I'd be a little bit silly if I didn't give it a crack. And yeah, coaching will be my next step, and if that's to become a manager somewhere, we'll see. But I want to be a coach first and foremost, and I've started the process now. I think I just need to spend the next 2 or 3 years kind of knuckling down on that and seeing the game from a different set of eyes and helping young lads as well. So yeah, that's the next step.
Put you on the spot as well. If you could give advice to your younger self, just starting out with your experience now, you know, what would you say?
Stay out of timepiece. Just I came to this football club with high expectations of myself. And my standards were sky high, and listen, that was a good thing. But I didn't kind of enjoy. I didn't really enjoy my kind of early times at the football club. I was so fixated on wanting to play every week, wanting to perform every week, and it kind of held me back a little bit. Until I got to my mid-20s, I kind of started to enjoy football and kind of realised that stuff happens in life and in football. And I think ever since I had my first child, it's kind of settled me down a little bit. When I was 25, 26, that's when I started to kind of crack on with my game. And funny enough, we ended up getting promoted the next year. So yeah, advice to young kids: wait till your mid-20s to have kids yourself, and that'll settle you down in life. But don't have too high expectations, but high standards is good, and just live in the moment and relax a little bit.
And to finish off, we'll go back to the testimonial stuff. So a full year of events planned, I believe. What should we be looking out for?
Yeah, an awful lot of exciting stuff. July 26th, we've got the Swansea game at 1 o'clock here. Then we've got the evening gala dinner the same evening. There's been some exciting ideas put towards. There's going to be a golf day. There's going to be all sorts of family fun days being organised. Potentially a cricket day. I don't play cricket, but I'm sure a lot of people in Devon do. And listen, we'll give it a go. And I think we're gonna go back and relive a couple of years ago with the Bake Off at RGB in the showroom. So hopefully the Exeter Chiefs can get on board with that one. So yeah, there's an awful lot of events coming up. An awful lot of different varieties of events. So yeah, really excited to kick it off on July 26th.
And to finish, a couple of months until that game, tickets are on sale now. Here's your chance to tell people why they should come.
Yeah, tickets are on sale now. I think people should come. We've got a really good opposition. Played Coventry a couple of years ago and it was a fantastic day, a brilliant game. Swansea are a really fantastic football club and they've got one of our ex-players in Josh Key. He'll be coming back down to Devon. So, and we'll obviously have an awful lot of new players coming in. Week before the start of the season. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful day and come celebrate my 10 years at Exeter City Football Club and buy a beer and buy a pint, or buy a pie and buy a beer.
And I'm sure the place will be packed, won't it?
Let's hope so. I believe in the Grecians.